That's a very good perspective.
This year, if you don't already know, the Super Bowl is in Atlanta, the birthplace of none other than the one and only Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King
Birthplace
Jr.
of civil rights.
The birthplace of civil rights. There is an NFL boycott going on right now. There is a Waffle House boycott going on right now. There's a Papa John's boycott going on right now.
No, I think hold on.
There's an H&M boycott.
I don't know.
Hey, are we still on Starbucks too?
No, we gave Starbucks a break.
Hey, hold on. Before you go though, not to cut you off. We talking about these boycotts. It's so funny.
Every week.
I went in H&M. I just went in there.
Yeah.
I ain't about nothing. I'm on that boycott, I guess. All I saw was black people.
Oh, you see?
Yep.
Bro, how you think we felt when we was we listen? No, we're
Trying to say the
standing.
hood.
No, it was straight.
Brother, we stood in front of the Waffle House on Northside Drive.
Yeah, that's
we
where I
got
used
the
to go.
vice president. We got all them folks in my face like, it don't matter what you do, city. Your people are still going to eat. You know how that felt? When this joker tell me this, your people,
He calling
as
it,
he
too.
telling this, as he says
probably
this,
black people walking in.
as he says this to us, right? This big van of black kids pull up, right? They right there behind the street exec studio.
Yeah.
You know, street exec is right there,
Yeah.
and it's that fence. So he grabs gift cards.
Wow.
Walks up there. He said, "Let me show you," and he starts handing it to him. Now, mind you, I can't be on no problem. I'm banned from every Waffle House.
You serious?
Yeah, they delivered a hand letter to me. We was shutting shit down, like for real. I can't even touch a Waffle House driveway. So I'm like, yo, I gotta get to these kids. So I run all the way around the block to come around the backside of the street exec studio and go through the fence.
Wow.
Yo, I took all them cards. I broke it down to them. I took all those cards. They gave them to me, right? Yo, I went right back to the front, through all the cards. It's one of them things where, it's one of them things like, bro, don't try to, first of all, don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Right.
And then second of all, don't try to say like you're gonna buy my people with some damn hash browns, my dude.
Yeah.
So this also happened. I saw a video on social media where there was a beauty supply store, another favorite of ours, and it was owned by a group of Asians, of course.
Which never makes sense to me because
And
it's
the
statewide.
week before, there was an
Nationwide.
altercation at this one beauty supply store, and it became physical. Okay. So there was some activists outside this said beauty supply store, and the owner did something similar. He came out and he said, "You know what? I'll show y'all." So guess what he did? He
like
marked
50%
down
off,
all the weed, 50% off. And when I tell you, my sister stood there and they were like, I don't care about them. I'm about to get this. Baby, I was so embarrassed. I was so annoyed and I was so disappointed because it's like, why are we always selling ourselves short of what we deserve? You mean to tell me that 50% off weed is more important to you than your respect and your integrity to the point where you would stand there and let somebody put their hands on a customer
You wouldn't care.
and you don't care? And you're still going to go there?
It's
they don't care.
That's the type.
Hey,
But
it's
let me tell
Stockholm
you
No, they
syndrome,
don't
man.
Let me tell
It's
you
Stockholm
something.
syndrome.
Let me tell you what happened to me. And we're gonna ask City more about how he got into his activism and stuff like that. But let me tell you how I got into mine. When I was living in Houston, I noticed that there was constables, cops, rangers, and some other shit. And I'm like, why are we so over policed in this city? Why? I'd never seen that before. I'm from New Jersey. I'm green. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't.
Granted,
know
you're
that.
by the border, but
Right. But I'm like in Houston, which is like maybe it's like how Canada and New York, like it's far enough.
Right.
Like you really don't, you ain't gotta be like that. So the thing that happened for me was Sandra Bland. When Sandra Bland was accused of killing herself, and I had been following this young lady on social media, and I knew, you know, how bright she was and how passionate she was, and how many times she's seen her life almost be taken, and she was so aware of the fact that the devil was trying to take her life because she was speaking out. And this is what happens. Every so often, we are blessed with a prophet. You know, we had Jesus, we had Malcolm, we had Martin, we have people now, which I credit you guys as being the people that are going to stand up for us. And I think that we should always honor them. Because at the end of the day, whether you believe in it, whether it's getting done or not, you're still going to benefit from what they're doing. As a black person, as a person of color, as a quote-unquote minority. You're still going to benefit from these people, whether or not you are on board with them or not. So if you do not agree with their way, still respect them. Right. Okay? So, that being said, City.
what up?
Tell us how you got into it and tell us about your page, the Super Bowl boycott page.
All right.
And how
Well,
you
mine
started
it's crazy. It was in 2014. I literally was laying in the bed with my wife, and that's when the whole Mike Brown situation took place. And I was like, yo, we got to go up there. Yo, we got
Right.
Nah, we going. I
Right.
want to be a
Right.
part of this.
Right.
And then, I always had the conscious part of it. I was always a social media one.
Right.
I would start paying attention to commercials and stuff like that. And then recently, earlier this year, I became boots on the ground with it, more of, I guess they say, the grassroots, when the situation happened with Shakisha Clemens with the Waffle House. And that's, it kind of like, I was there just doing a report as an interview with the radio show I was on. And then like when I started hearing stories and seeing the history and being in this town and watching and hearing the things that go on, I was like, yo, we got to expose this.
Yes.
And so I guess it was like I was kind of like baited in. It was like, how they lead a mouse of cheese.
Right.
So I was like a socialist. I was a socialite. That's just what I am. I was like, I'm not an activist. I'm a socialist. I'm a radio host.
Yeah.
No. And the next I caught myself driving to Mobile 3-4 times a week. That's a 5-hour drive.
Wow.
In a Hemi.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm in front of a line of people facing off with police. And then that's when it hit me. Like when I started seeing the treatment of how these individuals were being treated, that's when it became like, I got to do more for my own people. Because
Right.
like, I got this platform as, I got a large social media following. I'm doing this, I do radio, I do this. I need to start using my platform to educate more and, deliver more of a message and not be a part of the problem. And that's how it really became, then I linked up with Attorney Griggs. That's like my comrade. Like that's my educator in this whole situation. And Yanaza Lone Wolf. And other, Marcus Coleman, a lot of individuals who's been in it years, who's put 10, 15 years in. I'm the newbie. Mm-hmm. And I started doing a lot of the sit-ins here in Georgia. Then it went from Georgia to Alabama, from Alabama to North Carolina to Texas. It started happening everywhere. I started the sit-ins here in Georgia at Waffle House. And then somebody said, yo, you got the juice. Like you are the new generation face of this. I was like, nah, not me. I just, I was just making a point,
Right.
And then I realized like people start, especially in Mobile, was like, yo, you gave us a voice. You gave us something to fight for. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I wonder how many more people just don't have a voice. Mm-hmm. And that's when I just dove in.
So you started the page to
shut down the Super Bowl. It's not just me. It's a collection of us. It's a conglomerate of organizers. It's a conglomerate of us that's affiliated. It's not just me. I had to clear that up right because every time we have a protest here, for some reason, the main captain or lieutenant be like, "That's the leader. That's the leader."
He's the leader.
Let's get this clear, yo. I fight for my people, man. I don't lead nobody. I'm just city, and I just when something's wrong, I speak up.
Right, and we need more people like that. And that's what I'm saying. Always respect somebody that you see that does that, because like I said, once I started getting involved with a lot of protests and a lot of boycotts and stuff like that, this is what you're up against when you get there. The whole climate is different. It's not like what you see on TV. They're just like, oh, push back. Nah. You can literally feel, I don't want to say the devil.
You can feel the hate.
You can feel the hate.
You can feel the energy.
It is that
energy
tense when
shift.
you're just like boots to the ground.
Just
everything.
Absolutely.
Just like when we was on 17th, in August 24th, we occupied 17th Street Bridge, right in front of Atlantic Station.
Right.
And when I say that was the first time in a long time at a protest where the police they hit us with bikes, bro.
Oh, wow.
And that's the first time that I literally put my hands on a cop. And when I pushed the cop back, it was like this silence. And in my head, I was like, bro, you're tripping.
Yeah.
But then one side of me was like, who next? It was it was like one side is like chill, the other side is like, get his ass.
Yeah.
And but you can feel the intensity. You can feel it. Like it's just, and that's why a lot of organizers, some hate when I come around because I push the envelope. I'm the one, I'm a stir the pot. We're not kumbayaing today.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get it popping. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes it's not necessary. And it took a while for me to learn. You know what I mean? Because I was raised differently. My brother, I have an older brother. When you put your hands on me, we getting it popping.
Yeah,
we can
and
talk
you're not
about
just
it
gonna
after
turn
the
the
fact.
other cheek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely not turning no cheeks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn yours when I throw that left real quick.
Right.
That's just how I was raised though.
Yeah.
So I brought that same energy into my activist platform.
Gotcha.
But then I realized sometimes they want you to do that so they can react. You know what I mean? So it took.
You gotta be careful. You have to approach each
It took some education.
Yeah.
It took the proper training. So now I know how to. You know what I mean? I don't want to put other people's lives in jeopardy because I may move, and trust me, there's people behind me who gonna move when I move.
Okay.
And then now I got to be accountable for all that.
Got you.
So this year, the Super Bowl is in Atlanta. Like
Next year, 2019.
Next year, yes. And the Super Bowl is here in Atlanta. Okay. There's no one that really wants to sign up to be as a part of the Super Bowl halftime. We just told you that Travis Scott finally decided to do this. Okay.
Facts.
Jay-Z turned it down. Rihanna turned it down. Cardi B turned it down. Numerous.
Amy, what's her name?
Schumer
Turned it down.
What was she gonna do?
Host.
Oh.
There were so many people that turned it down. So that's going on. Travis Scott agreed to do it. People are trying to talk him out of it. Al Sharpton, Jay-Z, they're all trying to get him to back out of it. Okay. There's something else going on. The whole week prior to the Super Bowl, there is a concert series that is being put together by the city of Atlanta, and they have given the opportunity for Jermaine Dupri to host it, to organize it. He is going to have not only Atlanta's favorite hip-hop stars, Atlanta's favorite country stars, and Atlanta's favorite rock stars in an attempt to show the diversity of the city of Houston. I myself kind of bought into the whole idea of a Wakanda concert. You know what I mean? For the people that's like not really into it, that's what I thought. You know what I mean? My mayor named Keisha and the whole good that. I thought that's what it was. That's not what it is.
Nah.
Okay. So with that being said, Jermaine Dupri has come under fire for agreeing to put on this concert for the NFL when there are so many people that are saying they're not involved. He's been approached on social media by Attorney Griggs, who was a previously invited guest, and we had a scheduled conflict, so hopefully he'll come back and talk to us more about it. He went on the internet and he calmly asked him.
That situation, it started before the internet though. So
Okay.
we
Tell
got
us
to
what
give you the
happened.
background of that situation, because a lot of that went left because people don't know what's going on between our community and Jermaine.
Okay.
So when we heard about the whole situation of Jermaine doing the concert, of course everybody was like, it went out first as Jermaine was doing the Super Bowl. That's how it went out. So first everybody was like, what? You doing what? And then, like, you're crazy. So then we got the details. He's doing a concert series leading up to the Super Bowl.
For free,
Cool.
it's free.
That's cool.
It's free.
Now we got a platform to use. Yo, Jermaine, we need to use your platform, my brother, since you call yourself the mayor of Atlanta. So Jermaine in the beginning was like, cool, we'll talk. So we always talk through his PR. You know what I mean? And when I say we, I'm speaking of anybody within this conglomerate that's communicating back and forth.
Gotcha.
Meaning
So,
the activist
From
community.
the activist
Organizers.
community,
Okay.
the organizers to Jermaine Dupri's team. So eventually he had came up to an agreement that, okay, I'll meet with all the moms, especially here in Atlanta, because people don't know.
The mothers
2017,
the mothers
30
of the
people,
movement. The
30
mothers
people,
of the victims of police brutality.
30 individuals was killed due to police terrorism in 2017. In 2018, it's double.
Wow.
So we have over 60 murders.
There's only been 22 days in 2018 so far where a police hasn't killed someone.
Wow.
There you go. So when he agreed to do the meeting, we was like, cool, we'll sit down, we'll talk with him. Boom. Then it was, okay, we'll meet with the moms, we'll let them tell their stories, we'll come up with a platform, we'll let them use it during the concert. So then we cool. So then a couple weeks go by, we didn't hear nothing else from his team. Mm-hmm. Attorney Griggs reached out, PRs reached out, no response. Then we get a text message. Jermaine doesn't want to have, this is from Jermaine's PR. Jermaine doesn't want to sit down with the mothers. He doesn't want to meet. But if y'all want to see him, y'all can come to the concert. He's going to give y'all some tickets.
What?
So,
He took the chick.
That's it.
so at first, I was like, does he think we him? Like, you think we about to... I said, who you think this is?
Yeah.
So before anybody could say anything to the city, I was on social media.
Already.
Blasting. Pow, 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 putting out shots.
Yeah.
So then, of course, Jermaine doesn't respond to me for multiple reasons, regardless if he understands. We're tied into different circles where it's a phone call for both of us. Mm-hmm. So he plays the even playground where he reaches out to Griggs because he knows Griggs can't respond because Griggs is a highly respectable attorney. Mm-hmm. He has a certain type of, he's a businessman.
It's standard.
That's why them situations are made for me. City don't get them.
Right.
And that's just how it is, like in them situations. So he responds to Griggs because I put more heat on social media than Griggs did.
Yeah.
Kaepernick's organization reposted the video
Are you
that
serious?
I made. Yeah.
Wow.
So like we 10,000 plus on this video right now.
Wow.
No response to City. But then he jumps on Griggs' own post and got very disrespectful. Like, called him out his name, nigga this, ass this.
I can't find
I'm
it.
going to show you. It's been taken down, but it's on. If you go to Shutdown Super Bowl, it's on there.
You already got it. And City, man, honestly, bro, like I find that just crazy to me because we have these people that's trying to say like they're for our people, for our community, but anytime that we try to uphold them to that standard, then now we're the N-word, we're this, we're that, the third.
And then
so,
he went down
so
this
what's
whole
up?
he went down this whole little thing like y'all not gonna use me as y'all scapegoat. Then he started throwing everybody under the bus. Y'all got artists and corporations and doing this all the Super Bowl, but y'all focused on me, brother. Because you call yourself the mayor of Atlanta, you for your people. Now let me say this: I'm not taking away anything that he's done as far as community service.
But you still got to hold them
Man,
accountable.
I'm not taking. I appreciate it. All that's cool.
Yeah.
But all that is now defaulted. That's like this is the best example I can say.
Yeah.
I've been sober for 90 days. Not saying me personally, but I'm sober for 90 days. I just had a glass of wine.
And you relapse.
Okay, then bro, you don't relapse.
Yep.
So everything you did is now non-void.
It is. And man, it's sad and it's sick to me because I don't get it. Like, how many times does it take for us just to realize like we all have to be on the same page?
So you tell us
don't get
because
it.
I every week get on here and ask y'all how y'all still watching football, and no one could come up to me with a better idea.
Wait, time out. Okay, but y'all got to understand something. There's a position for everybody in this fight.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Just
And
like
that's
not
how I have to
everybody's
look
meant
at
to
it.
go jump on the front line and protest. Not everybody's going to read a book and figure out what the law is supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You know, you got to
Everybody has a
see
role.
the issue in our movement is we don't put people in a position that they're good at.
Mm-hmm.
We expect everybody
Right.
to be, y'all all got to be out here fighting.
Yeah.
Not everybody's in that
No.
position. That's
Yeah.
that's how you think a company runs successful. You put people
You got
that are
managers,
good
employees.
in a certain position
Yeah.
for it to work. So if somebody's good at writing up paperwork, okay, you're gonna help us with the press release. Cool. You don't have to be out here on the foreground, but we need you to you got to find what people's parts are good at.
Yeah.
You got to know how to deliver the message to each individual.
Yeah.
I might can talk to him like, yo, bro, you tripping. You not out here with us
Yeah.
because we can communicate like that. But then it could be his aunt. Where I'm like, well, how can I get you apart? See, that's the issue that I think is going between the regular community and the activist community.
This is. I agree with you. And people don't understand when I do it and I'm out there and I'm marching and I'm doing
It's a passion for you.
But it's a passion for me because that's what I want to do. I don't give a fuck. We ain't got to never watch TV. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing it. You respect me, I respect you. But that's how I do it. I'm
Right.
not going to tell you what to not do.
Right.
The people that I have a problem with passionately is the people that don't think that we deserve any better. The people that think, oh, well, that's just how it's going to be, and we just going to have to, and
That's the way it is.
You know them white folks ain't going to never you might as well go ahead and watch.
Yeah.
I don't like that because you have bought every cup of white supremacy liquor that they have tried to sell you.
But then you got to know how to play it against them.
You cannot tell me that you cannot make a change because the Montgomery bus boycott made a change. There have been countless numbers of sit-ins, marches, and just straight up activists and people that are just saying, no, we ain't having it. And we are all reaping the benefits of their work. So you can't discredit that fact that protests do work, okay? So get that out of your head. Whether you want to be involved or not is your...
The purpose of a protest is for multiple things. The biggest issue is to bring awareness to what's going on.
Right.
Like, if you're riding down a neighborhood and you never saw a gang member in the street, you would think the neighborhood was safe. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So that's why don't buy a house or buy nowhere. Go to the neighborhood at nighttime.
At nighttime.
You know what I mean? So you can see what the surrounding area. So it brings things to your awareness.
And,
a protest.
And on the awareness front, not to cut you off, but this is something I always say too. When I watched that special that they had about Trayvon Martin that they had, I think it was like produced by Jay-Z or something like that. And Trayvon Martin said she didn't even know about the stand your ground law. She didn't know how it worked. Yeah. She didn't know anything about it until her son was killed. And when you say, half of it is to bring awareness, there are so many people that are ignorant of the law, but that's no excuse because you're still subject to the law.
Facts. And so, like, the protest is to bring awareness. Now, while we're in the middle of bringing this awareness, while we out here, as they say, pumping our fist or however they want to say it, there's still works being done behind the scenes. That doesn't get the light to shed. Like, that's why, like, one of the biggest, upmost stand-up guys in my life that I ever met is Attorney Griggs, and he puts in so much work for our people
He really
on
does,
the legal
yeah.
aspect.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like they don't talk about him.
Yeah, he has
So
a radio show now.
what happened is when they just highlight the protesters, they're violent, they're tearing up stuff, they're holding up traffic. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, like, I don't care, because somebody was like, well, what about if a mom's gotta rush her baby to the hospital, y'all holding up the street? That's the same way that mother felt when she didn't get to her son because it was a crime scene.
That's the same way that mother
You
felt
feel me?
when
So
the cop didn't get convicted.
That's why my position with the whole activist protest is it's time for
Somebody
these
got to
people.
sacrifice something.
It's time for these people to feel the same uncomfortableness as these
they
families did. And the thing is, what I hate the most about our culture is we don't move until it affects us internally. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't. Y'all watch football, that's cool. But trust me, you gonna call me when, if God forbid, something happened to your nephew or your niece or your brother or your sister or your own child. Then it's, man, I can't watch football no more. Oh well, welcome to the team.
I got a question for you.
What's up, big homie?
You said one of y'all, I guess your motivation for starting it was because you wanted to give people a voice, correct? Now, what's y'all solution? Y'all say if y'all did shut the Super Bowl down.
It's economic.
I'm saying, like,
and it goes back to the statement that you made about our leverage. Okay, we granted there's Asians mad at the NFL, there's white folks mad at the NFL, but the whole fight is Black Lives Matter. Yeah. So you got to think about that. When it shows that we come together as a unit,
Thank you.
and we stop a financial. You know how much money is channeled through the Super Bowl? Once it gets out, just like what the Wildfires boycott. You know they took a 10% hit.
Okay, now out of that 10% hit, how much went to the black community?
It's not. See, here's the thing.
The Super Bowl gets shut down.
One time,
what's going to the black community? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to just do stuff just to say, oh, I want them to feel how I feel. I want to do something with a purpose.
Facts.
I'm not just doing it because, oh, they hit me, I'm gonna hit them back.
Okay, so how many people do you know that did go to the Waffle House that went home and cooked that night?
But no, what I'm saying is it goes back to, it's like this. It's like this. Prime example. If we, here's the thing. Okay, let's have a reality check. And I might get backlash by saying this, but you know how hard it will be to stop the game of the football game. But do you know the impact if we delay the game? Do you know the impact if we finally reach the players where the players are like, you know what, we're not taking the field? A lot can happen in the next 60 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or 45 days, however many days.
Because guess what? They've been shut out for less. They've been suspended for less. If you hit a woman, if you beat a woman, if you
still gonna play.
Do whatever you gonna do,
woman.
I mean, that's
you're
because
gonna play.
that's their policy.
Because
They suspending. They not doing that by choice as a protest. And my thing is too, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with, I'm not against the boycott. Again, I just want to move with purpose. Say if we do shut down the NFL or the Super Bowl, or
then you'll recognize our power and you'll have to.
Here's the solution.
Hold on. Now what solution are we offering to these black players?
One of them is now we have our own league called Freedom League.
Is it already? It's already started.
It's pretty much green lighted.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
So now we're showing folks like, look, bro, we could take and make our own.
Now, what are y'all paying? What are y'all paying the players? What are y'all paying the people that's?
Look, it's not gonna be. And see, to that same point, we were
payroll.
saying how like Le'Veon Bell, you know how he sat out this whole year, but he was gonna make $850,000 a week. And like we were just saying that's hard trying to tell somebody don't take that check when that same person can bring that check back for community events, for social programs, all that stuff. So I think that's like very tough because at the same time, just like you, I'll have days where I would think, what if all the black players just said, bro, like we can just sit out this whole entire season?
You know how they have to always make other people comfortable? I want them to feel like they need to make us comfortable. Everyone is always saying, oh, well, what about the players? What about the players and what about what they don't want to? What about the fans and how much we contribute to their, you know what I mean?
But that's not that. I get what you're saying, but that's not the NFL fault. That's our own decision to go and support.
That's what I'm saying. That's the decision that we need to make. That's some grips that we need to come to terms with.
Yeah. But
I mean, as fans, look how much money we're pouring in. Look how much we are we're like professional fans.
Professional fan.
Everyone wants the black dollar, but no one wants to give into the black needs and wants that
But
we
see,
have
it's
to
deeper.
live our daily lives.
Like I tell, it's deeper than just the NFL.
That's what I was about to say. It's way. I feel like
No,
the
it's not
NFL
that.
is a
It's deeper
small
than
part of the
NFL. It
problem.
goes back to what both of y'all are saying. It's like, okay, we boycott the NFL, but then how about we affect the players' checks too? Stop buying their shoes. Stop buying their jerseys. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of
And they'll
work,
start to get it.
but you got to understand when these folks take these hits, like it's a lot of money. Right now, Maroon 5 was struggling to find somebody to touch the stage with them.
Yeah.
Nobody would do it.
Yeah.
But here we go. One of us.
A token. Just get
Mine goes.
But
Yeah.
but to the point too, I always say like, if we gonna watch and use it playing the NFL, why not use their platform for
But
our
that's the
what we
issue.
trying to and but listen, we talk in our pre-production meeting, we was talking about that. The media has control of what they talk about.
Corporate media.
This Kaepernick shit been going on for what, 3 years?
3 years now.
They got control to keep reporting on that on ESPN and all that.
Yeah.
So basically, it's really working. So why not use this $1 billion company with this huge following and do what we've been doing? Like keep talking about
Keep
having these
showing
companies.
that how they
why
definitely
boycott it when they out?
blackballed him.
Let's use their leverage. Let's use their leverage
Bring
of
awareness
viewers.
through them.
Yeah, let's
So
use their
even
leverage
though,
of viewers through them.
so this is what happens every week, like you've been saying, and you say this, and I say this to you every week, and they keep showing. They give Eric Reed a drug test.
You say, yeah, that's
every
crazy.
freaking week almost. They
Yeah.
they keep showing us who they are, and
Yeah.
we still patronize. Like we still watch it.
Let me.
We
What
still-
platform do we, as black people, what platform do we have that's bigger or equivalent to the
I'm
NFL's
glad you
platform?
asked because I just found what we were talking about, the
Two.
Freedom League.
Two things. You got, and I know
Not even just sports. I'm just saying the
Yeah.
platform we can go on and
It's-
speak.
it goes-
and
it's-
raise
Hip
it's
awareness.
hop
multiple
used to be
levels.
one, but they've also hijacked that.
I mean,
Hip-hop definitely
hip hop
is
has
one.
been hijacked. But it's one of those things where you say it's all about will. It's the power of will. There's no platform bigger than the power of will. Because at the end of the day, every platform is owned by a bigger organization, paid by another organization, by the one guy that's either a Jew,
It's all
Asian, or
corporations.
white.
Yeah.
So let's just be real.
Yeah.
So it goes back to willpower, and it starts with how we start within our own homes. Just like our kids nowadays, right? They don't function unless they have a what in their hand.
The phone, tablet. Yeah.
So now your kids are wanting to be like whoever they see on YouTube.
Right.
And the half of the kids they see on YouTube are what?
Yeah, it's
Or white kids that are spoiled, that yell at their parents, cuss at their parents. So what I'm saying is when you start in your own home, like we can't save everybody. Just save ourselves first.
Yeah.
And then it's a trickle effect. But there isn't a platform big enough that we can go on and say, hey, black folks, do this. But as we start to build the coalitions amongst our communities, the platform gets bigger. See, and it's people like, I always hold people like Jay-Z accountable, LeBron James. Like, it's cool. I appreciate all the money y'all donate. I appreciate the schools y'all build. But why don't y'all put the shit on the table? Like, you know how much power Jay got?
But I think,
Like, if
I
Jay-
think him
if
and
Jay
LeBron is
grabbed the
doing it
mic-
though. Him and LeBron is doing
He
it
does it. Yeah,
No,
they do
I-
it. Yeah.
because
They
and
play it safe.
I say Jay-Z
Yeah.
because did he
He
produce the Sandra
definitely-
Bland? He
yeah.
did. He did the Khalif
He
Browder.
did the, he did the Trayvon.
No,
Martin.
Hey,
But
I'm
and
gonna be
again, back to your point of knowing your role. Jay-Z's probably not that first
They've
line person.
donated millions of dollars
Jay-Z's
to
he's
the
creating
movement.
black-owned businesses.
But it's-
Jay-Z's putting all these black-owned things in place that's empowering our
No,
community
most
economically.
And he brings
like I said, he
awareness.
might not be that person
In
that's
front
on the
of the
front
camera.
line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got you.
that's not his role.
He know
You gotta
he-
play the
he
game. We
does
can't-
That's
speak
the
up.
part that's the part that frustrates me. Like we're so scared, bro. You got enough.
I don't think it's scary, but you have
No,
to.
yes,
we
yes, let me
listen,
tell you.
we in America. You
use-
have to work with all different cultures. We can't just be black this, black this. We have to work with
can.
everybody. We
Because
can,
hold on
we
now,
can,
hold
but it
on.
won't be
But
as
we're the ones
effective.
that made those
It won't be
people.
as
Hold on,
effective.
Hold on. The whites do it.
Right.
But
The
they work with
Asians
us
do it.
too.
No. We
They
work for
with
them.
But they because they have to. Because we have. It's just they play the game.
We have to?
They massage our feelings or whatever. They work with us. And we build their companies.
That's the point I'm talking
But
Right.
about.
that's what I'm saying.
So-
why not reverse that? Why not build our own companies
That's what
and
I
have
just
them working
said.
for us?
That's why I said
That's why I said you
these
still
folks
have
with
to work
money-
with white people.
No,
People
no.
want to be like, I'm not working with white people. They want to be black. This so pro black.
Why
but
can't we have it? It's a prime example. If we move into the wrong neighborhood, how hard? Like, first of all, how hard is it for us to buy? Just think, like, it goes back to even with banks processing the loans. You see what I'm saying? Like, so why can't we build our own community where it's us by us for
because
us?
banks put into banks. A lot of banks have a lot of policies where they shut black people out of loans, where they charge black people more.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the food when they deliver foods to the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Go get a fruit from a Kroger
Or Food Town.
and then go to Alpharetta and go to the store and see which one dies faster.
You go to Whole Foods. In a
This
white
is
neighborhood.
facts.
Yeah.
So my question is, my question is to go back off of your statement when you said we have to. No, all we have to do is stay black and die black. Now, how we choose to live amongst the starting and the ending is up to us. But you can't tell me that we have to work with these people. Let it be a choice that we let you come into our community.
I'm not saying. I shouldn't say we have
hold on.
to. It should. I mean, that choice. We do have that choice. But I feel like if we want to get the results we want,
Like
We have to-
billions.
it's
You don't
necessary.
think there's
It's
enough money in amongst our culture?
obviously it's not. We're not
there is.
leveraging it. We're not leveraging like we should.
I'm gonna show you.
We're
the
not
difference.
leveraging it.
No, see, here's the difference. Prime example. Say you're on probation, or say you had a past about yourself. But say you've been in the game for a minute. Now listen to the story I'm coming out with and start thinking of artists when I say this. You've been in the game for a minute. You done had your strikes. You done had your running with the police. You good, but you done made your money. Now you're like, now I'm about to take my bread back to my community. Now the minute you start taking your bread back to your community, what happens to your career? Your tour bus is getting pulled over. Now you're getting pulled over. You're getting put in jail for little petty crimes.
Talking about me.
Now you're individuals.
Yep.
Now your family is in jeopardy. Now you're in this room where they telling you, look, and these are facts, my dude.
Now they spray
If you
painting your grandmother's house with racist
If you
graffiti.
keep this up, if you keep up this black power, listen, I know you got to have a little bit of blackness in you, but if you keep this up, your career's going to be gone. We're going to make it hard for your family to eat, and you're going back to jail. See, the difference is our people are not scared of the sacrifices. So when those conversations are being had, instead of running out like, yo, news media right now, I just want to let y'all know right now that I just got pulled into this meeting. They told me this. You know what we do? We go on vacations. We go to Africa. We go away for 6 months or 3 months. So whatever's going on is going on, doesn't affect you directly, and you can play the I was a hero. And that's what a lot of black, rich artists, entertainers do. We quick to go on these, I'm going to Africa for a couple of months. The hell you going there for when we need your help here?
Yeah.
So it's we're not willing to sacrifice that bag or that comfort level, my fault, or any of that situation for the greater cause.
And that goes to my point of we boycotting everything. Like if we boycott say if Publix, let's take Publix.
Boycott their ass.
Okay, what's the alternative?
We get our own farm.
But we don't have it. That's what I'm saying.
No, we do.
Where?
We just don't know where they exist.
That's my point.
Let's
That's
why
bring
you
that.
go to black business.
And
There's an app for that now.
and then when we do find out, when we do know that
all
it
black
exists,
businesses.
There's like a black business.
it's not going to be prepared for the influx of customers. That's the same thing
So
happening
then
with the
guess what
black
we do?
banks.
Guess what we do? We help build it up.
How
We
long
don't
is that
get
going to
embraced.
take? How long is that going to take? We've
don't
been doing.
matter.
We've been trying
way
to wage this awareness for down to the last 10 years. Why is
dude.
Citizen Trust Bank not ready for this influx of customers? That's my thing. I tried to get an
Because
accountant.
we've never done it.
Killer Mike just went on this whole thing 2 years ago about the citizen, and it's still the same. They're still not ready for that. They
You know
still
why
don't-
though? Who's all a part of Citizens Trust? You got to understand.
I don't know who's behind
But
it.
watch this though. If say Killer Mike, he did go on this whole campaign with Citizen Trust Bank, right? They still got to get money channeled into them for them to grow.
But that's my point.
But just because Killer Mike is screaming Citizens Trust Bank, watch this. Who you bank with?
Wells Fargo.
Who you bank with?
PNC.
Who you bank with? Who you bank with?
Chase.
That's why Citizens Trust Bank ain't ready.
No, you know why? But no.
we
My
still
thing
don't
is,
channel
I
our
went
money
to
into
no,
it.
I went to Citizen Trust Bank. I tried to open up an account. The teller out her mouth told me, "You probably don't want to do this. This is not the best bank for you." Basically, because I wasn't in a certain tax bracket. Secondly, it's 2 Citizen Trust banks.
You know how much
They're not ready for all black
Right,
people
but
to come bank with
but
them.
if we would have stuck with them by now, maybe
would've
they
been
would have
ready.
had the technology.
Because I guarantee
Okay,
you,
but y'all want
more
to listen.
bridges.
Okay, so why not play the
If you put on
game?
your social media right now, if you put on your social media and say, Who do y'all bank with? If everybody do this, by the end of the day, I bet you out of 50 to 100 comments, you'll probably get one that says Citizen Trust Bank, my dude.
Facts. But I'm saying, we want to
We don't trust our own
But listen,
people.
we can't
We're
just
so quick.
No, it's
The
not that
Asians
we
can
don't
do
trust
us
our
dirty.
people.
The Asians can do us dirty. They can rush us up out of their pools when we getting our feet done.
They
take
can follow
our
us
money,
around the
and then
store.
we'll go back because
I just think no.
Let a black company make a mistake. This why I don't do
That's
black
true.
business.
We are hard on. Listen, we are hard on our
come on,
people.
bro.
But my
I'm not
thing
worst
is,
critic.
thing is, I want to support our black thing, but I want us to be properly prepared.
Yeah.
Because
It takes
we can't
time.
listen.
Yeah.
I understand that. So why boycott? Why before we boycott, let's put everything in place,
Have it in line.
and then boycott when we got everything in place, so it could be a smooth transition for our people.
That's
If
it.
it was a perfect world, it'd be like that.
But I'm saying, what are
That's like saying you can plan for the way you're gonna propose to your wife, but if the guy with the ring don't show up, you gonna cancel the proposal.
You got to work with what you got.
You gotta be able to adapt.
Everybody wants a movement.
But it's
so
still.
somebody
I'm
has
saying
to
the
move.
resources hasn't gotten any better. Is what I'm saying.
Because we never go past point A.
So who
The
fault is
minute-
that? So that's what I'm
It's our
saying.
fault. It's
Why
our fault.
boycott everything if we don't have nothing in
You're
place?
missing the point.
We gonna be back at square one.
So then
Come
usually we
on.
have to start
We're gonna be
somewhere.
When
back
you
at
went into
square one.
Citizens Bank, and the teller told you this is not what you wanted to do, did you go do your research or did you say, you know what, you probably
No,
right
I did
now?
my research before I went to the bank.
So that means anything that she said should be irrelevant.
No, I mean, but why would you want to? Why would you want to go somewhere where the customer service is terrible, and your money
You
is
know what?
you put
Okay.
your money into
So
that
let me
now?
ask you a question. Only you can be affected by the customer service. So if somebody around you's been affected, does it matter to you? Like if somebody tell you, yo, bro, I don't eat there, but the last time I ate there, man, they treated me like this and they said this. Would that affect you?
It depends. I would kind of go and get my own experience. I would try to go get my own experience.
Now, when you went in there and you said the customer service was bad, what did you do after that?
I talked to people, and I was basically I just walked out.
Let's go back to mistake number one. My opinion, not facts. Why didn't you go straight to the branch manager like, look, hey, I know y'all in trying to get this thing built up, and I know a lot of people are coming in, but let me tell you something. In order for your brand to grow, having people like this woman right here telling me that this ain't gonna work for me, it's not gonna help.
Right.
Like, I want to see this business thrive. See, we don't take that extra step to make sure the business for our people thrive. We're
Because-
so quick to be like,
we
forget
throw
it
in the
then.
towel and we just
Yeah,
gotta be
man.
outta here.
But you know
But we
what
still
the-
go back to these same restaurants and these same stores and
they
these
don't
same
care.
beauty supply stores that follow you around the stores, that treat you like shit, that disrespect everybody else. And we be like, well, where else I'm gonna go shop? But the minute a black business does anything wrong, they could be like, hey, they could be just like this. Hey, you could pick your shirts up on Friday. Hey, let me tell you, because you understand, most of these black businesses aren't fully run. Most black businesses, the owners have another job. Yeah. Because we don't get those loans or those grants or all that money or the big family support or silver spoon fed. We taking the same check that we make at Walmart to put into our business and still fund our family feed our family at the same time.
So
It's just like, because I DJ in the bar, she was saying Trigger spot, she black, you know?
Right.
And say like somebody have a bad experience, you know what I'm saying? Because the music is correct. That's something.
It's never the DJ.
The customer service be off when the food was bad that night. Oh, I tried to support Trina, but you know they need to do some of their customer service. I ain't coming back no more. Instead of get her up, be like, you know what I'm saying? It just not coming back.
So just really quick. So the city of Atlanta is putting this concert on, or is it a part of the NFL? Because I think
document wise, it's the city of Atlanta, right? But they're affiliated. There's a bunch of ties and affiliations.
I have a thing in my purse.
It's a bunch of ties and affiliations. That's in the plug. Oh. Okay. It's a bunch of affiliations that are part of it. Now,
but it's Keisha.
The contract is not. Now, I'm gonna have to do my research on this one.
Yeah.
But I don't think the contract is directly from the NFL.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if anything goes wrong, the NFL can handle ties to it.
Right.
You know? But at the end of the day, I don't care. Keisha Lance is not for the people, so we're gonna put that on the table too.
Hey, you really believe that?
Yeah.
So why is that?
Look, okay, first of all, let's go back to the beginning of her whole campaign.
Okay.
When she needed to get in office, when she needed them last little numbers to go through, who did she reach out to? Us, the activists. She screamed this, my whole
wow.
daddy's this, and I was built on civil rights and all that. That was her story. Every protest that the black folks has had has been shut down.
Wow.
There's been arrest. There's been people going to jail. People got hit with bikes.
Wow.
But she the mayor though.
But who controls the police?
It's the mayor.
Okay, not the sheriff, not the state patrol,
mayor.
the police. So here go part number 2. When gay pride came to Atlanta, when the white gay pride came to Atlanta, who spoke at the gay pride? Keisha Lance Bottoms. Black gay pride, what was Keisha?
Nowhere. So you being an activist,
All these
an
folks have
organizer,
died in Atlanta, Georgia.
and they're not
Where's
there.
Keisha?
Right. So do you feel like you, like as an activist, should you still vote, knowing that these people are still trying to like finesse your movement?
Y'all really
people
want to
like
have a
that?
whole
Yeah.
conversation right
Yeah,
now?
I would love to.
I think they should.
All right, so here it goes.
I think that's very interesting what you said.
Here goes. You about to get me in trouble.
Nah, I'm like,
All right.
speak your mind. You good?
Here's the thing with the whole voting situation. My personal opinion, should we exercise our right to vote? Yes, because people die for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel like voting really makes a difference? It depends on where you're at. This is my opinion. This is not facts. I'm not telling nobody not to vote.
Yeah.
This is what city. I still vote. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like voting just shows them what laws to put in place, what demographics they can do what with, and it just shows them what kind of power they have. At the end of the day, they're going to put whoever they want in office when they want to get in office. If that was the case, there would never be a recount. Why are we recounting something that should be done properly?
Right.
Prime example, like the whole Kemp situation.
Yeah.
You're over voter registration and you're running to be governor.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Right.
At what point do we be like, this shit, it can't be real?
Yeah.
But that's what I think as far as politics goes. I feel the same way about social activism, political activism, is bringing awareness to the situation. I don't think a lot of people knew that initially.
Everybody knew. It's
I
just the
don't
fact
think-
of
They felt powerless, and a lot of people still feel like they shouldn't. I think we came out in large numbers, but I think the more people that get involved and get educated on politics, the more changes that we can make.
the
And I
issues
think
we face is these politics forgets to touch the hood. That's the issue.
we have to make them.
Like,
We have to
like
make
they don't
them.
care.
Yeah, they don't like even the guy. What's the guy name in Florida?
Gillum.
Rick Scott.
They didn't even. He didn't even touch the hood.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See.
And
Tallahassee is
I'll be
hood,
honest.
though.
I'll be
Certain
honest.
parts are, certain parts aren't.
I'll be even
Because
honest.
Florida
and
State, that's in Tallahassee as well.
I don't know how many areas Abrams went to, but there was a lot of areas in the hood that was neglected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every vote counts.
Right.
If that's the fact.
Yeah.
Use them.
Yeah.
Help the people.
Yeah.
I'm not talking down on neither one of them. I'm just saying, like, you can't forget about the people that really need the help.
Right. Facts.
As far as the Super Bowl shows that Jermaine Dupri is producing, it's called Super Bowl Live. And the announcement was made at a Super Bowl host committee event. So I'm going to take a, leap.
But y'all gotta
and
understand,
say-
Jermaine, he's okay, to us, he's not broke. But to the lifestyle that he's always lived, he's broke.
Oh, yeah.
His net worth is $2 million. He paid SunTrust almost $60 million for a loan that incurred so much interest. He had to sell his catalog to his music.
Wow.
His whole tour that they just shut down, no tickets
did
were
terrible.
purchased.
Yeah.
But not to cut you off. What do you feel the difference is of what you just said about Keisha, what you saying about Jermaine, what you said about Stacey Abrams, and us commenting and bashing black-owned businesses?
There's no. It's the thing is that we see the difference is if we bring attention to it. See, there's a difference when a black-owned business makes a mistake or doesn't know what's going on, or there is it. Okay, prime example.
Or if they're
That's like if,
deliberately-
all right, so say if I was a liquor store, right? I was a black-owned business, and say to save money, I will mix half of my vodka. I will empty all my Ciroc bottles and put in cheap vodka in it. That's when you're supposed to be like, yo, don't go shop here. But now, what's the difference if, say, I was buying from a company that their company was doing something? Now, it's up to y'all to be like, hey, look, bro, you got to stop shopping with this company because they don't do us right. See, the difference is these Keisha Lance Bottles and these Jermaine Dupri's like to put on this front like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
But they really aren't.
Put on that front though.
Of course.
Well,
They're doing it for a check.
Of
but
course.
this-
And that's when the word sellout becomes in the terminology.
The literal term.
See, there's a difference when you're doing for your people and you're taking losses and you don't care.
Yeah.
But there's a difference when you're doing for your people, but then you limit to what you're doing because you don't want to take that L. So you rather sacrifice your people rather than sacrifice your own check. That's the problem.
Self-preservation.
That's the problem.
Got you.
So that's where there's a difference between the Keisha Lance Bottoms and, like, prime example, bro. When we put on the protest for the August 24th 17th State Bridge, do you know I got a letter from Keisha telling me if I touch that bridge, I will get cited with all these charges and all these fines? But your family comes from the background of civil rights. You asked our help to help you get the numbers so you can get into office. See, these are the problems that we talk about. It was a 2-page letter signed Keisha.
So
delivered to my house.
In this article that I'm reading here, Keisha was quoted as saying, there might be some uprising in Atlanta if we don't have some representation. So she realizes the fact that if they didn't have some...
The fact that she can say that
representation.
in Jermaine, we gotta, hey, we need you. DuBois, come here. We know you need this money. We need you to come be face so these black folks don't get mad in Atlanta. See, what people fail to realize is...
Why she didn't go to T.I.?
Oh, because T.I.'s not with it. The thing
T.I.
is...
won't have anything to do with any part of that, I promise
The
you.
biggest issue that we're facing right now is this, right? Keisha, how can I say this politically correct, but makes sense?
And before you say it, don't bash her.
That's what I
bash her.
said.
Just because at the end of the day, like, she's, in your opinion, she's fucking up. We got people that's fucking up, but we can't bash them.
That's why I said I'm saying politically correct.
You know, and don't even be, you mean, but I'm just saying, like,
no,
give her a
that's why-
solution.
okay,
Give her a solution instead of bashing her. Is what I'm
She
saying.
won't sit down. That's the problem. You
No, I'm
can't
saying
ask-
right now. I mean, we got the
can't say
platform
give
right
a
now to give her a solution.
Sit down and talk. Stop hiding from the facts.
So go out right now.
We've done it on radio. We've done it on every station. Trust me.
Sundays at 1
You know, like stop, like sit down. You're so easy to write a letter and tell somebody what they can't do. Then sit down with us, have a conversation, and let us know what we can do.
It's real.
Well, back in the last year, they were under fire. You know, she was under fire for her, not really participation, but the transition between the old mayor of Atlanta and her team and their finances. And the fact that the city of Atlanta paid like almost $3,000 for her husband to go to the Super Bowl last year was an issue for them. So there are, nobody's perfect and everybody has a thing. But I think what he's saying is, when the other powers that be come for you, you know what I mean? And we just run to your defense and we protect you as the mayor. But when it's like, we need you to show some...
Put your foot in it.
For the activists and for the people that are out here on the front lines.
Watch this.
Like,
How long Keisha been in office?
I don't know.
It's been about
Right?
a year now.
Yeah,
Ask me off the names that I know off the top of my head, how many families that she directly goes speak to that's lost lives to police terrorism? And we're talking about
And they've all
unarmed
gotten
individuals.
raises. They've all gotten raises, by the way, the city of police, the Atlanta Police Department.
And city, man, it's crazy too because just like analyzing our city, we've had so many black mayors. We can go back to Maynard Jackson, all these
It's the
people.
Black Mecca.
It's the black mecca, but at the same time, that these black elites aren't taking care of the everyday black person.
Why
So,
do
like,
why do
is
y'all
it
feel
way?
that is though?
Yeah, why is
Why
it
do
that
I
way?
mean, because it seemed like even when Obama, it was a lot of people that criticized Obama. It's
Right.
like
It was the
we
same
so
mindset.
hard on our people, and we want
have
it's
to,
okay.
because
I
the
understand,
nice
and that's the
part-
same
Hold
thing
them
when it
accountable.
goes to black-owned businesses. You don't want us to be hard on the black-owned businesses, but you want us to be hard on our people. Like
Because
it has
you know
to
the
be,
difference.
it has to
the
be
black
consistent.
businesses need to grow so we can have more for
But it's
ourselves.
still black-owned
When you're
businesses
put in a
that do
place
bad
of power,
business.
when you're put in a place of power to protect people, period.
The businesses are places of power because they're empowering the community. That's bringing money to our community.
Go back to your story. Did the GM of that branch know that woman told you that?
Right.
In that
because she's
situation,
bringing
no.
down the
In that
brand.
situation, no. But still, we still can't. I'm not going around. I didn't go on their website and bash them like, F city.
But now watch this though. But I'm gonna show you what you didn't do. The fact that you chose not to have the conversation with the GM. Imagine how many people in that line that they got told the same story
And
that
they
turned
did the
away
same
from that
thing.
business.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
A couple of weeks ago,
You don't have to
No,
bash
man,
them.
what you saying?
but
I
see,
don't
the
get what
thing
you're
is,
saying.
You don't have to bash them, but you need to talk to whoever's in the proper place to make some changes.
Understood,
We've took
understood.
that route with these people years. Do you think Keisha don't know
So what?
that City
Okay.
got a problem with her? You
So
don't think
why
Keisha
we-
know that all these
listen.
activists got a problem with her?
So if you took that action for years, why are you still trying to take that action?
No, we're taking a different action now.
So why are we worried about? Why are we mad at what Keisha's doing? Why
Because
why
at the end of the
why,
day,
why are we
Keisha's
not
fine.
doing? Why do we have this alternative to combat what Keisha's doing? If she's
It's
not doing
kinda
what we want
hard.
to do,
It's-
why not set up something that's gonna get the results we want?
Okay,
But
so
I think
what
that's
would you
what
think?
they do. That's what the activists do.
What-
That's what
yeah,
their
I was gonna
job
say-
is. That's
I
what
was-
their role is.
I would say that's what we're doing because in all actuality,
So that's
if
what I'm saying.
If we
Okay.
didn't tell you, if you didn't hear this conversation come out of our mouth today, would you been aware of half of the stuff that I told you?
No.
Not about Keisha, but I'm saying, why are we bringing up Keisha? If you got this good
Because we're
plan,
talking about the Super Bowl.
Why bring? No, I'm saying, why bring up what she's doing, and why
Because
not
we're
just
talking
put
about
it-
the Super Bowl.
But why not just put the solution out?
The solution is to stop the economy,
Okay,
the
that's
money
what I'm
part.
saying. Why not just talk about the solution that your group is
Because
trying
in
to
the
push?
midst of the
Well, I think
solution, you
that-
still have to discuss the problem. Because a lot of people are going to say, "Well, why are we doing this?"
But I understand discussing the problem.
In order
But
to
you said
discuss the why, you
we
have
done
to
had
get-
this problem for years.
We're talking about we didn't have this problem about the Super Bowl years ago.
No. I'm talking about with the mayors and the black people in the offices, and not helping the black people, not going to the black communities. If this has
only thing-
been a
the
problem
only
for years,
problem-
why are we still talking about it?
But I think
Why
that
we don't-
for activists, that's their role. For politicians, that's their role. Keisha is not the mayor of black people. She's the mayor of Atlanta. Barack
The
Obama
same
was not
person
the
that
mayor
took
of
$7
black
million
people.
from equal housing opportunity to build a shark tank at the aquarium.
Wow.
But I mean,
$7 million from equal housing to build a shark tank at the
the
aquarium.
fact that stadium was built, period, like in the middle of the hood, and took away housing from poor people, just as a decision as a city, period.
Have you been in tune with the Gulch Project?
Oh
What's
yeah,
the
that's
Ghost Project?
ridiculous.
You know the little area.
That little parking lot next to the stadium, they want to put apartments and stores there. Like, what are they
going
doing?
to. You know who greenlighted that?
Keisha.
Keisha.
Yeah.
I mean,
And guess
But
what?
But that
The
makes
most-
money.
But listen,
But
who's
they're
over
making,
Keisha?
They're making a small.
Who's over Keisha? Is it a black person over Keisha?
They're making
said,
a
is
small.
there?
Yeah.
Nah, but you're missing the point. It don't matter. Why can't this is the same way I just said on these platforms? Why can't she be the one that's finally go, you know what, I'm gonna do politics different? Let me tell y'all what's going on in the city of Atlanta. You know why? Because with that kind of statement comes what? Death. Let's be real. You go against the government at a level where people can believe you, bruh, you're looking at all kind of consequences.
But she does stuff like say that the Gulch has to have X amount of space for low income housing.
But guess what the
and stuff
housing
like that.
starts at though?
Like
It's gonna be
$1,000
Like
expensive.
$1,200.
for like 100 square feet.
Come on.
They're building a little New York down there. Just for your
tough.
information, before we wrap it up, we were talking about the Freedom League as an alternative to
Ricky
the NFL.
Williams, Terrell Owens.
Yeah, I heard
Okay,
about
Ricky
that.
Williams and Terrell Owens are starting it. The Freedom League. The purpose of the league is about the community and development of players. In thinking about creating this league, I wanted to create a league that I could have stayed in and been comfortable and really thrive. The NFL started a long time ago, and since then, a lot of things have changed. And we want to create a league that's ready for the change and invite some more of it. So it would have 10 teams with plans to expand in additional locations. The games would take place during the spring and the summer. They didn't say when they'll begin to play. It did say the first 10 teams would be San Diego Warriors, Oklahoma City Power, Portland Progress, Texas Revolution, Ohio Players, Florida Strong, Birmingham Kings, St. Louis Independence, Connecticut Underground, and Oakland Panthers. This all sounds very black to me, and I love it. The
Especially
FFL said
Yeah.
in a statement that its mission is to attract football players in their highest level of athletic ability, including those defecting from the NFL. So apparently they do see some players that would readily leave the NFL if they had another option.
Another option.
Graduating college or high school or playing in the international or alternative professional league. So, are you here for the FFL? I am. I definitely want an Oakland Panthers jersey already. They ain't even start the team yet.
It's probably gonna be like black and white too.
I'm tailgating, but they don't have it here. They don't have it here in
I just say
Atlanta.
it's just, you know, to sum up, like it's time for us to stop watching.
Right.
That go from putting camera phones out when you see a dude get
Right.
beat. It's just a lot of things that we can change. If these folks have to second guess their actions, it'd be less of it. There's no consequences from us or the justice system. At some point, somebody's got to make a decision.
Got you.
Yes. I
And
agree.
trust me, city's for the shit.
Hey,
Thank you for
City
coming
for the
by,
shit.
City.
Thank
No
you.
problem, no problem.
I'm a hugger.
That was a pleasure.
So follow City and follow the Super Bowl boycott and keep me posted because I will be
Almost
down
done.
there and I'm down to ride.
But like I said, look for on the 27th, December 27th, you'll see the press release from everybody of who's all involved in the shutdown of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But there's a lot of organizations and a lot of money involved in this situation.
Woo!
I tell you that.
Gotcha.
Y'all need a DJ to turn
It
up.
definitely ain't about to be no.
Listen,
There's not no signs in marching.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot
gonna be
of
effective.
everything.
listen.
I just give like we got Ferguson even coming down.
Oh
Wow.
Y'all need a DJ.
She got a smile on his
Turn
face.
up.
So how can all of us like help you guys out? as
I
well
would
with
definitely
your
say
plan?
spread the word.
Got
We
you.
gotta have you back before you and Attorney Griggs or either one or both before the
Yeah,
Super
most
Bowl.
def, most
Yeah,
def.
I would love that.
And we'll come out there and cover it.
But definitely, I would say definitely follow. It's Shutdown Super Bowl 53 on
Okay.
Instagram. That's the hashtag. And just keep we put education up on that page. Like we're telling
Gotcha.
the people what artists are involved, what artists have turned it down, and a lot of things. Like there's a position for everybody.
Okay.
And our biggest issue in our culture is the not knowing. I'm so tired of people like, I
we
didn't know we
Where-
was
you
doing
didn't
what.
tell me.
Yeah.
So
Why didn't you tell me?
So I just spread it, repost it, share it, like tell people what's going on, whether you support it or not. Give somebody the option.
Yeah.
Let them decide. Don't
Make
be
their own
everybody's choice.
Got you.
And we're gonna
That's
go
what's up.
and so tune in to our show. Tune in to Innovative Black Station. Subscribe on YouTube. Also, Connecting the Dots. Follow us on Instagram, CTDATL. And we want you all to enjoy your holiday. We will be off next weekend, so I hope everybody has safe travels. And check us out. Follow us and follow Live Hip Hop Daily and watch us on livehiphopdaily.tv. Peace.